So guys, it is your boy Dan Super here back with another video of Higurashi GOU. This is episode 11. This episode about made me cry. Cause it reminds me of the original themes of Higurashi in general. Now, I had a theory a few days ago, not in my video, but in a group chat for Higurashi on Twitter. I made a theory that all the arcs are fused with the answer arcs. My first thing from this is that, like, Rena's thing from Sumiho Boshi, which was proven right, as we saw. Now, when we get to Watanabe Wata Damashihin, it's a little iffy because of the fact that, like, we don't see anything from Mia's POV. We're still in Keishi's POV. So this arc, since it's around Satsuko, I made a theory that we'll probably get some Minagoroshi stuff in this arc as well. And I was completely right, so I fucking called it so. I'm proud of myself. This episode starts off where we left off last episode. Let's have to go having a breakdown. Now, I was wrong. No, I guess you could say I was kind of right about Shion being Mion. Last episode, in a certain scene last episode, I got to rewatch that episode, or rewatch the scene, to see if that was Shion. But we get to see Shion this episode, which is like a real shock to me because I thought we wouldn't get to see Shion at all, and I thought that Shion would kill Teppei, which is proved wrong as well with the new stuff from Minagoroshi. Now, if you're anime only, you don't know what Minagoroshi is. Minagoroshi is one of the answer arcs for Tatagoroshi, which is the answer arc episode in arc 3. So this is the third answer arc as well. This episode features what things of Higurashi that I love. Like, I had some gripes about some of the characters acting different. And this episode puts Keishi's character to like a whole new level. Like, he's on par with his VN manga counterpart now. Because he's not acting like himself, like with two arcs in GOU. He's acting more timid. He was more scared of the curse. And I'm wondering for the episode 12, will it end at episode 12? Because I also had a theory that from episode 13, which will be end off for this core, we'll have to migrate into the fragment stuff. We'll probably stay with episode 13 in this arc. So when episode 14 hits, we'll be in a whole new arc. Now, some people say that episode 7 is the best episode of GOU yet. I'm counting this episode 12 or 11. Yeah, episode 11. It's the best episode of GOU yet. Because of the fact that, like, what is more characterization with Keishi, which I love. I mean, I love Keishi's character. I love all the characters in Higurashi, including some of the side characters. But this elevates Keishi's character to like a whole new level because of the fact that, like, he's actually more like his VN self. Like, even though, spoiler alert, some anime only kind of know this, Rika is the main character. Like, Rika is the true main protagonist of Higurashi. Even though she is, Keishi elevates her as well. Because Keishi is full of charisma. That's why I love Keishi's character. Because he can motivate you and hype you up. Which is one reason why he's one of the main keys to the happy ending of Higurashi. Well, like he's one of the main ones. If it's not Hanyu, then it's him. And the themes of this episode are not giving up, believing that you can beat fate. Because in Higurashi, as you saw in episode 10 of the opening, Keiichi does kill Teppei in that world. And then after that, things go to little shit. And then something happens at the end of the arc, which is like full despair. Which I'm hoping won't happen in this arc because of the fact that like we're hyping it up to like a point. We're hyping it up to a point where like it probably won't end that way. And I'm surprised we didn't get to see Irie at all in this episode at all either. Or Takano, or Tomoake. At this point of the series, well, of the arc, Keiichi has never met Teppei, Takano, or Tomoake. And I love that we get some VN stuff, manga stuff, in this anime. I was looking forward to seeing and hearing the "hey, we're powerless" scene. And I love that we got to see that this episode. And even though right now they are powerless, Keiichi still makes the effort with everybody else and with Shion, which is a direct thing from Higurashi, with her attacking Keiichi and being like, hey, we need to stop Teppei, we need to kill Teppei, and that way we can get Satsuko back. And I love that, like, even though Keiichi may have some other memories from the Higurashi world, because he goes on to say to Shion, they're like, hey, if you kill Teppei, you're just doing it because you want your happy life back. Which is directly to Keiichi's decision and Higurashi. His entire motivation was to also say Satsuko for being abused and to get his happy days back. I'm kind of sad that we don't get to see his backstory, which we did in Higurashi. And I'm also kind of wondering if Keiichi's backstory led him to that decision as well. Because in the D annotation, he was bullied for being smart. I'm not sure I'm pretty sure it isn't with the same thing to the VN in manga, because I don't really see that happening. But if it is the same thing to happen in the manga and VN, please tell me in the comments down below, I would love to know. But it's Keiichi talking to Shion because he knows from experience from another world that, hey, what you're going to do is not good for nobody. Because in that world, he does kill Teppei, he suffers because of the syndrome, and then in the end, Satsuko basically tries to kill him. And then stuff happens. And then that's the end of the arc. Now, going from this, they go to the DSS. I'm calling it the DES, but it's the Child Welfare Center, which is like a real change from the original, original material that it's based on. And they go and they say, hey, Satsuko's being abused by our uncle, and they're like, okay, well, we have written down somewhat, and the aunt was involved with the abuse, not the uncle, because when that happened, the aunt was mostly the aggressor and stuff like that, not Teppei. But now that she's gone and Teppei's back, it's all him. And I'm wondering if the medication that he takes will be a factor with the finale. Because why else would you show him taking medicine if it's not going to? If it's not going to apply with the finale of this arc. Now, of course, they go home empty-handed, like they did with Higurashi. And Rika from last episode was like stone cold, like, oh, yeah, I'm used to this shit, oh well. But then when they start episode 11, she's not crying, but she's like sad. Mion's crying, Satsuko's crying, okay, she's just standing there mad as shit. So, it's just, there are ways to do this without having to get your hands bloody and have a bad ending, because Keiichi knows from first hand, he knows right off the bat. And this is why I love Higurashi, because Higurashi, because I saw some people on Twitter bashing this episode, saying like, hey, this is like a complete a complete adaptation of Higurashi. There is nothing different with this arc at all, and I'm disappointed in GOU. And I'm like, yeah, because it's following with the same format as Higurashi. It's following with the same 3 question arcs, but it's a spin on it because it's different. It's deceiving you. And what better way to deceive you is to show you stuff that you already seen before, but spin it around and put something different in it. Now, I've been enjoying Higurashi GOU, because I'm an OG fan. If I wasn't an OG fan, I probably wouldn't have. I mean, I probably would like this as well, but I would be confused about what some other people are saying who watch the anime, manga, VN, rated VN, and know what's coming next. This is new territory for us, somewhat as well. Now, going back to the thing, it's like with Higurashi, in case she, for a period of time, loses hope that he can save Satsuko, or they can save Satsuko. And Rika, again, crying, because she can't be all stone cold like, oh yeah, I don't care, I see this like 100 times. I mean, if you've seen this 100 times, and they're your best friends that you've known all your life, you're still probably gonna cry even after like 100 times. That just shows you how kind-hearted Rika is, and how tired she is of the loops in general. Even though this time she's being forced to do this by someone else, not Hanyu. Now, I love this scene where they're standing there with Keiichi. He's like, hey, like, if you use the club thing, you will all lose. We can't just give up now. I mean, but there's more we can do. And using the classroom, using their classmates can make even bigger people. They're like, hey, this time it was like Keiichi, Mion, Shion, Rika, Rena. 5 people. Now it's like 16 people in general. So if we have these more people, it's more of like okay, this is serious now. So let's step in as well. And it's kind of sad to say that, like, I'm kind of disappointed that we never got to see the Hojos get ostracized like they did in the original. That's not really shown. We don't get to see Mio and Shion's grandmother, Oreo, at all, except for like in the ending with like one thing. So it's just, I mean, I'm liking this arc. It's a lot more different than I thought it was going to end up being. So with the help of everybody in the classroom and Chie, they go back and try to discuss and say, hey, we have more people now who can back up our claims about Satsuko being abused by Teppei. And of course, it doesn't really go well again, because that's how some people in that place of work is, and it's sad. Like, like even in real life, stuff like this happens in real life, where the kids, something happens, and they either don't believe it, or it's too late, and that's sad. Again, I had dealt with DSS before, both in my life and not in my life, so I know how that is. It's a work. Like it's a working progress to that point of, hey, okay, we got all the evidence. Let's go in there and save that girl, or let's go in there and save a little boy. It's a work in progress, and it's a long process, which we don't have in Higurashi, because the fact that, like, we're in 1 month, June, and it's 2 weeks. So we're literally in the corner, fucking balls to the wall, trying to go and get this done. And I just love the themes of this episode. It carries with the things of Higurashi. Trust in your friends. Fight to beat fate or destiny. You can overcome your destiny. With Rika says this episode. Because, hey, and I love how they have a callback to the previous arc, saying, like, hey, if one person is in trouble from Mizawa, then 10 people come. If they have more people, then more people come. If they have an army, then the whole village will come out and support that person and fight for that person. That's just how Mizawa is. And I love that callback. I love that they're calling back to previous arcs and go. Even though even though I say Casey probably should have had a vision, and once Damashi, he should have had a vision of what happened in the previous arc, like he did in Onidamashi and this arc as well. So that's just a missed opportunity, I guess, by them. But, like, I would have liked it more for Casey to be like, okay, hear me of his own volition, instead of Ricky being like, hey, you should give her a precedent before shit goes wrong, buddy. So this episode, okay. I would have fucking beat my face out. I was too. This episode, 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of fucking 10. And I know I don't do ratings for Higurashi GOU episodes, but this episode had the themes for me. It's what I love about Higurashi. And Keiichi, being what he does best, has been our main character, Keiichi, who can hype you up, get everybody together, to match the musician of words. That's what I love, and that's what I kind of miss about Keiichi from this arc, from the series in general. Him not being up to par with his V in manga counterpart. Even though he is a villain protagonist in some arcs, he's also a pillar, a really strong pillar of hope in a lot of them. Because, in case he wasn't there, they wouldn't be having a happy ending, in my opinion. And that's why he's my fucking MC. But the end of the episode kind of makes me sad, because we go to Himizawa and we see Oishi just walking and smiling, and at the end of the episode, I'm kind of mad that we never get any more previews. Like, oh hey, this is what happened. This is what's gonna happen next episode. Like other anime. Like what anime. Like what other animes do. So, whatever. It's whatever. You're completely in dark for like a week, and I gotta wait a week for this other episode to drop. Jesus. But this is Higurashi Go episode 11. Now we'll go into my theories about what's going to happen next episode. There has been, and this is full spoilers for the entire series. Don't watch this from this point on if you're anime only. Now, there's no sign of the mountain dog at all. I still believe that it's Tokyo calling the shots or Homura calling the shots from in Tokyo. So this, from them to the mountain dogs. I still don't know why they would go after Mion, but whatever. I'm going this arc now. I'm thinking that Oishi will be a obstacle that they will have to face. If it's not only him, then it's the entire police force. And just like with, and hopefully, just like with Higurashi, the entire village will stand up together to face them and see Satoko. Or the medication that Teppei is taking makes his health go down and he dies in the house. Puts Satoko in there, and then that just solves that. Because why else would you show Teppei having medicine if not to kill him off by like something else? Or maybe he gets level 5 and tries to kill Satoko. Now that would be a twist. A twist no one would like. Because of how bad that would look. I mean, not how bad it would look, but like just how much it would hurt. To see a crazed Teppei going after his niece and killing her. Or trying to hurt her. Because, as you saw, because if you're an OG fan, I think the annotation kind of shows you some wounds on her in season 1. I'm not sure, please don't quote me on that. But I know in Kai, there is bruises on her. Yeah. In season 1, there's bruises on her when she goes to the store, when him and Irie, when her and Irie show up with Keiichi there. And as you saw or seen in Go, there's no bruises on her in general. So either he's already dead because something happened, you just have to go probably kill him, or he died of like something else. But I have no idea. Now I have no idea what's going to happen next, and that's really good. As an OG fan of the series, I have no idea what's going to happen next episode. Hopefully, stuff will work out. Even though it's Higurashi, and it's with a third arc, so things will not be as it is. And it'll hype us up like it does always, and then boom, despair. Stuff happened that you're like, oh shit, oh no. Like with Rena and Keiichi, episode 4. Or are you thinking with episode 8, like Mion and Keiichi, like, oh, did she really try to protect me? Or was she just trying to kill everybody? Which I just think that like Mion was trying to protect everybody. It's debatable. Or the mountain dogs could come in and just say fuck this town and try to kill everybody. I don't know, but this episode was a 10 episode. It introduces what it thinks of Higurashi in general, and I think they use karma as well in this episode. Like, hey, this is our karma, or like this is the karma. I'll have to rewatch the episode to find out, but I think it does say that. So, call back to the opening of to the words of Higurashi. Higurashi now quoting the Go. Go It's karma. So maybe they're suffering because of their mistakes from other worlds. I mean, even though they originally had a happy ending, maybe them now are suffering from the mistakes of what they did before. So I'm out of theories right now. So I'm just gonna end the video. It's been your boy, Dan Senpai. Please like, comment, subscribe, guys. And please comment down below your thoughts on this episode in general. I would love to hear them. Any theories, I would love to hear them. Episode 12. Next week. This is indeed way different than I thought it was going to be. But I'm glad that I called it, that they're using all the arcs. So we won't have to go into core 2 and be like, okay, his eye-opening arc, or his Higurashi arc, and his Superhero Boshi again. So I'm glad that, like, hopefully in core 2, which we'll be taking a break after episode 13. We'll be taking 1 week break and then we'll be back the next week for episode 14, which is hopefully will be core 2, and we'll get into the Framer stuff and the answer stuff. And possibly even the UB Neko stuff. I'm ready for that. But it's been your boy. And yeah. Bye.